All right, guys, I'm going to show you how to remove these bearing shields on your bearings, on your compass, or if you get any of the newer ones that have the bearing covers on it. I still haven't set my mind up if we're going to run them with or without it. It was more of sort of an experiment to see how you guys reported back if you had to or had to clean them less often, if they required, or if you liked it with or without shields. But for the people that, let's say, encounter a problem like dirt actually works its way past the shield and you really need to get it out, that you can't get it without actually using isopropyl alcohol between this crack here, the inner race, and the actual shield itself, and you want to get them off, well, this is how you would actually do it. Sorry for the heavy breathing. I had to film this a few times and it kind of gets annoying. So the actual clip itself, the shield is retained by a little C-clip that rides on the inner side of this race right here. There's a relief that's cut out. And if you look right here, you can see this side, right? This side cuts in. So basically from the inside to the outside, it's cut like this. And this one right here is going to be cut from the outside to the inside. So what you're going to do is you want to get under the one that's cut from the outside in. And you're basically going to start here and work your way under. You see I caught it right here. Put your finger over this and slowly work your way around. And off comes the ring. And then after that comes off, the shield will come free itself. So tip it over. So come off. Let's use this safety pin here. I'm working through the camera, so bear with me. Bam, there we go. So now the bearing is exposed. You can use isopropyl alcohol, brake cleaner, whatever your preferred method is. Of course, alcohol is going to be easiest to find, 90%. Something with a little more cutting power, such as the brake cleaner, obviously is probably going to do a slightly better job. It's going to any debris that's actually stuck to the wall, it's gonna break it off. So that's your best bet. But isopropyl would be my first step. And generally, what I do is there's been times where I've used the case itself that it chips in and just soak it full of alcohol. Pull the little liner out and just put it in there. Leave the caps on, spin it with the caps on. And what's it going to do is going to break the debris that's inside the bearing itself loose. And since there's space between the bearing cap and the actual, so the outer race right here, and the bearing cap, there's space. That debris will actually fall down and away. So especially if you're putting it in the actual solution and spinning it while it's in there, you're going to set it on the floor of the Rubbermaid container or something like that. And spinning it's going to break it all loose and it should come out. But let's say that doesn't work. Then yeah, let's say you're not happy with the performance. If you do have the shields, you're going to want to pull those off. If you don't have the shields, obviously it won't matter because you're already to the next step. You'll take some, I don't think I have any here. I had some in here a second ago. The basically a baking soda, toothpaste has baking soda in it. Most toothpastes do. Don't use the colored toothpastes or anything that have little beads in it. Essentially just plain white toothpaste. And pack it here in the bearing. Right, put the caps back on it, and then just spin it for, 10, 15 minutes. And what that's going to do, it's going to hone the surfaces that are inside the actual bearing, and it's going to knock the debris, it's going to polish it up. After you're done with that, wash it with warm and soap and water really, really well. Like you can even use an old toothbrush to try to clean up some of that debris. And after you're done with that, then do an isopropyl bath. And that fixes, I would say, 90% of the problems, maybe even more, maybe 95 to 98%. If you drop it or you actually damage the bearing itself and you get like a loud roaring and stuff, there's probably not much you can really do other than send it back and have me install a new bearing. There's a small charge associated with that, essentially the bearing cost and then return shipping. So that's only if you drop it. If there's issues with bearing and there's no signs of abuse or anything like that, then obviously I'll cover it. But hopefully that helps you guys out. The ones that are getting some of the newer ones, some of them will ship without them. Some of the old stock, and we'll see. We'll see if it comes to a point where it's too annoying for people to have to pull the covers off because they don't see any real benefit to having on them. Then yeah, I'll stop shipping them with the covers. But I sort of wanted to see how much of a difference it makes. Honestly, I could buy them with or without covers, and I've bought them without covers in the past. Up until this point, but I was like, let me give it a shot. Let's see how they are with the actual covers to see if there's any true benefit. Because obviously, there's this side's the bearing's fully exposed, and on this side, the only portion of the bearing that's actually exposed is from, so I get in here, from the inner race right here to this right here. So you got a lot smaller of a surface for dirt and debris to actually work itself in there. So, like I said, as opposed to this right here. So. Sorry, guys. I like to hear myself talk sometimes. Hopefully I explained any questions you guys might have. If you do have any questions that I didn't explain, just leave a comment below or just hit me up in a message. I'm always around to help you guys out. I appreciate the support. And as always, stay safe.